Welcome back to your computer application class 9. In this part of the video, we will switch over to your new topic, that is input in Java. In this chapter, we will learn about various ways to input the data values to a program. Here we will learn by using assignment statement, by using scanner class, by using function arguments, and by using input stream reader class. Afterwards, we will learn about types of errors and types of comments. Let's understand how we can put data in a computer. The input may take place in different stages of life cycle of a program. Let us look at those stages. First stage is initializations. Initialization refers to input data before execution of the program. The value in this case is stored in a variable using assignment operator. This method initializes hard life of the value of program. The program has to be recompiled to change the value. Next is parameters, refers to the input provided to the time of execution through function argument. This method is more versatile as initialization method, as no need to recompile a program to change the value. Last one is input stream, provide data program during execution of a program. Stream refers to the flow of data. Input stream means the data is coming through input devices like keyboard. Let's see how these concepts are actually applied to Java codes. Now let's take a look three input modes one by one. With simple programs, let's start with adding two numbers using initialization method. Here we need three variables, int a, int b, and integer sum. Let's skip initialization process intentionally. Let's display the output system.out.println, then sum is plus sum. Let's say sum equal to a plus b. Here missing part is initialization of value. Let's compile the program. We will get an error. Here the error is variable a might not have been initialized. Now let's assign the value a equal to 2. If again you will try to compile, again you will get the same error, but this time the message is variable b not have been initialized. Now let's assign the value to variable b equal to 3. Let's compile the program again. Now program is compiled and let's see the output here. We run the program and we get the output sum is 5. The disadvantage of this method is if I want some other value, I have to recompile the program. Let's edit the code, change the value. It's something else again. Compile the program and again the sum program. Now this time the output is changed but recompilation is necessary. Let's see what happened when we enter the value at the time of execution of program using parameters. So let's begin. Here we have function find sum. It is static, so it can be called without creating an object. It is void, so here no need to return have data type. Let's paste the earlier code over here. Whenever we use find sum, we can call this method. Let's place this in the main method find sum. Now I run this program. We get sum is 7. Please note down that we are still using initialization method, but it is not a parameters or parameterized method. So let us define parameters. Let's remove this variable declaration. We don't need it here. Now let's declare two variables int a and int b, and when we are calling the function we are simply say 2 comma 3. Now please note this line will be executed when the computer comes to it during execution, and this function will be called. That means the value is going to be provided to function via parameter at runtime. Let's compile this and let's run the method. Here we get the output sum is 5. If you want to change the value, we can change it over here. Let's compile again. Here we get the output 33. Let's see. Yes. So this is slightly bit easier than the earlier method because now we have flexibility to change, but even now we are changing the code here. In the next part of the video, we will learn how to change the value or how to input the value by using input streams.